What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kickin' with Kachi, where we highlight individuals that are really taking the industry by storm. And today, we got the legendary musical artist Cash Out, CJ Cash Out. Thank you for coming in and kicking it with me today, brother. Thank you.
How you doing? Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Of course. And first question I want to ask you, no, I don't want you to take offense to this, because I work with kids. They think I'm an old guy. I'm 25, but how old are you?
I just turned 19.
And I was gonna ask, you feel me? You seem like a young guy. Congratulations, right? And it seems like, as always, like when it comes to music, new waves and new eras is always led by the youth. Is led by you guys, right? Like I remember when I was growing up, 16, 17, 18, 19, heavy SoundCloud era, right? Travis Scott, the Lil Uzis, 21s, Lil Yachty's, right, like that. So, in developing this new wave and adding to this new wave of music, how would you describe what's happening in music as you see it through your lens right now?
Man, I would say like there's a lot of like underground wave going on, like definitely like you see a bunch of like more mainstream artists like Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson,
Right, right.
Sofago, paving the way right now for a lot of underground artists. For me individually, I make a lot more like R&B, kind of like singing melodic things.
Right.
A big thing about me is I was always trying to create my own wave. I feel like a bunch of people always trying to copy flows and things like that. For me, I'm trying to stand out, with my sound at least.
Right,
I wanted
right.
to do something more unique.
And then in going through like SoundCloud, right? Like and before we even get into that, like did you do anything to develop at 19, right? Like it's really young to really be out here and thinking about producing, making music and trying to create whole projects, right? So what did things that you kind of learn or were you kind of already into that pushed you towards singing, making music and also producing music?
Yeah, so I started making music probably when I was like 15. I started on Adobe Illustrator, and I'm self-taught. I taught myself how to mix all my songs, master all my songs, all that. I read a whole big book about this big called Adobe Illustrator. And probably when I was about 16, that's when I bought and switched over to FL Studio and
Right.
just messed with it a lot more.
Nice. And then in going to, like I said, SoundCloud, right? Like how has SoundCloud kind of expanded your reach and your ability to push out music as, an independent artist?
I would say SoundCloud is definitely a platform for underground artists that they can really thrive on just because it's like a social platform that everybody be on, It's where I found everyone that's underground. It's where
Right.
all
Okay.
people artists are developing right now. That's where Sofago came from, things like that. Sofago really like put a wave on for the SoundCloud. That's why they have him on the face of everything.
Right, right. And as you guys probably watching this interview will find out if you guys go to my guy's page, I'm Cash Out CJ. You've seen his highlights. Like you listen to underground music all the time, right? Do you have any underground artists
Yes,
that
sir.
you want to put us on to that we should probably listen to too?
I mean, Saya XO. I would say that's an artist that I've been listening to a lot just because I feel like he paved his own shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
I feel like his sound is unique.
And then in going through like your music on SoundCloud, what are your top? I think there are about 7 or 8 tracks I think that you have on SoundCloud that I saw on your top list of tracks. But what tracks, top three, do you think people should listen to kind of get to know you better and become new fans of you?
Hold on, give me 1 second. I would say my top three songs. Her favorite songs, number one, for sure. Um, I got a song called No Safety with
Mm-hmm.
VVS Wayne. That's probably my favorite song. And then I got another song called Tweaking.
Right.
Yeah.
And in creating music, right? Like I said, at such a young age, where do you kind of draw the experiences from to put into your music? Or, I don't know your life, but in kind of creating this music for the youth, by the youth, what sort of experiences are you drawing on to, feed into your music?
I would say like you mean like what's my purpose behind my music?
Right. Like what I would say, like, how would you describe your music? Like, what would you, as new fans coming into your music, what would you want the story to be told behind the narratives that you put in your music?
Yeah, I would tell my fans like if they get into my music, my it's a bunch of like it's about a lot of females and love stuff a lot. I don't like talking about guns and everything like that because that's not even what I be on for. I ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie. You know what I mean? I be
Right.
talking about things I really do, things that I'm in. So, my message behind my music is, there's always a way out. So, through depression, whatever it is, you know, my way out is making music. That's my way to cope with things. You know what I'm saying? So everything that
Right.
I put out, it's just how I'm feeling. I make a rap song one day, the next day I might make a sad song. Shit, I might throw some jazz in it. It don't matter. It's just how I'm feeling. You know what I mean?
Right. And I was gonna say, do you have any songs on Apple Music?
Yes, sir. My songs on all platforms.
I think okay, okay. And is there a song called Ashton?
Yes, sir.
There is a song called Ashton. I knew I was so I was trying to find you on Apple Music. I didn't know if I found the right page. So Ashton, right? And I think
Yes,
that's the
sir.
only song on the Apple Music page, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I got 2 pages because DistroKid messed all my stuff up.
Oh
So
man,
I got
okay.
one. I'm knowing. Yeah, I messed all my stuff up, but I had one. So Cash Out CJ with the dollar sign is one of them, and then one
Okay.
is just with the S with no sign.
Got it. Okay. So the one with the dollar sign is the one that people should be going to.
Hell yeah.
Got it. Okay, okay. And then now coming into the future, right? Like now looking forward, like what should we sort of look forward to from you making music wise or anything wise, from Cash Out CJ?
Shit, a lot of music videos on the way for sure.
Okay. I was gonna
Um,
say you got a lot of music out, but I don't see a lot of visuals. So I need to see if
I
there
got
was
two
any.
videos out,
Right.
but it's been for me, I'm really working on a tape. I got hundreds of unreleased songs, but I haven't dropped in a minute. I'm really thinking this next tape that I put out, I want it to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want this to be something that I don't want any misses on my tape.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really
And
want
then
to
going,
perfect
I
my
always
craft
ask
for it.
artists, like, there's always other interests that is on the horizon as well. Like watching you, I know you like to be dripped out. You love the fashion. Is that something that you also want to kind of attach to this Cash Out CJ brand or kind of tap into as well, like a Pharrell, a Young Thug sort of thing, and going into the fashion route?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've always just fuck with fashion. Like if I'm gonna go out, I gotta put some on. You know what I mean? It's like when I wake up, if you put on some trash, you're gonna feel like trash. So for
Right.
my music, like if I'm bumping music, I gotta be wearing some fire ass shit too. You know what I'm saying? So
And then like before we head out of here, right? Like and going to the youth because I think honestly in going through records, I think you're the youngest person I've had on my show to interview. So congratulations to that. So what advice do you have for the other young goats that are aspiring and following their dreams right now too and challenging themselves to, as you said, create new waves?
I would just say be yourself. I got it tatted on me for real, right
Shit,
there.
and as you sorry, know it's real.
On God, you gotta stay true to yourself. Even you can have a favorite artist and shit, but don't switch who you are and your sound just because you fuck with that shit. Make your own shit. And there's gonna be people that hate. People hate on my music all the time, but at the end of the day, it's if you fuck with your own music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm my own favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with the shit I put out. And so if you fucking with the shit that you put out, the right people go come along, and you go get the right fan base for sure.
That's beautiful. I like that. And honestly, I can't think of a better way to end out the interview. Like I said, thank you, Cash Out CJ, for coming in and kicking on me real quick. I know for everyone
Yeah.
watching, it's a little late on a Tuesday. My boy literally got the invite today, yeah, the form today, so he was
Oh
ready
God.
today. And I appreciate you for coming by and
Hell
giving me
yeah.
a little bit of time to just share your story, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate you.
Of course, of course. And everybody watching, you guys can check out my boy, Cash Out CJ. Make sure you hit the dollar sign on the Cash Out because you know
Yeah.
he's making bands on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all those as well. Make sure you check out the new music that he's going to be dropping very, very soon. Hit up on all the updates at I'm Cash Out CJ. I am Cash Out CJ on Instagram. You can check out this interview at the DC Voice on YouTube and Instagram. Check out me on Instagram at Kosh.the_analyst as well. Thank you guys for another amazing interview. Cash Out CJ, have any last words before we head out?
Shit. No, I just appreciate you for having me and shit. Stay up for it. That's it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And obviously, we got to have you back when you drop the new music, so we could definitely
Hell yeah.
get some more conversation on the rollout and all the experimentation that I definitely know you about to get into.
Hell yeah, we're gonna be tapped in for sure.
Of course, of course. Thank you guys for another amazing interview, and we're out of here. Peace.